And we are live. Well, this is just kind of a interesting, fun thing that I'm experimenting with today because I like to do that. So you could be watching this live, or you could be watching the replay, because I will air it in different locations as well. Excuse me. So, as you know, I'm Elden, and today I just wanted to go over a few things that some questions have come up in the last few days, and I thought it'd be kind of fun just to do a live and just share a few of the questions and a few of my answers as to the questions. Um, Today we are on different platforms, and hopefully this is looking good on all platforms. I won't know until it's over. So let's just start right into it. So if you haven't been following us, you may not know that we have changed who what we are marketing, or should I say, um, the business that we're doing. It's a different model now, and we're loving it. It's got so many pluses that we really, really enjoy. But there's been other questions that kind of have come up, and I just wanted to kind of answer them in a way so that people who are watching this live or watching the replay can actually decide for themselves whether this business is for them or not. So these are the 10 most common questions that I've had in the last few days. And so it's kind of like, I thought, well, hey, let's just share it and see what people have to say. And so the biggest one that we have that I kind of chuckled over is this the next shiny new thing, or next shiny, whatever the words are for that? And the answer is no. It is a business model, content, and training that will benefit people now and well into the future as they create their own passive and residual income streams. Now, and the reason I kind of chuckled on this is because how many times in the past have we heard, is this a new fad? Is this the next new thing? Right? And usually when they're asked, it's because people don't really want to think about what that means. And I'm kind of thought of two different examples that really did make me laugh. One of them was not that many years ago, but quite a few years ago, when a friend of ours made a comment about how everybody was buying computers and wanting to get started on doing different things, and the comment was, well, they're not going to last. And at the time, I bit my tongue because we were well into the computers, but that person did not want to actually do anything with computers. And it's like, okay, that's your world. And the next time that I remember it being a shiny new thing was cell phones. And for those of you who are, considerably younger than me, you may not know of ever not having an opportunity to have a cell phone. But there was a time when people, were thinking cell phones were just a fad too. And now, even this business can be run entirely from your phone. And most people focus on their phones more than they do on anything else. So that was a, kind of a thing that it's like, well, I don't think it's a shiny new thing. Which makes me chuckle. So usually when that happens is people don't want to look at it. They are trying to plant the seed of negativity, of not wanting somebody to do something. Whatever that is, doesn't matter. But it's actually, so no, this is not the next shiny new thing. And the other question that had that I still chuckle is, how long will it last? Well, nobody knows. I don't care what it is, what business it is, what anything. Nobody knows what's going to last. I mean, look at clothes. They change every season. Um, and they get harder to find. So, and to me, this business that we're doing now will last as long as there's people wanting to find a better way to increase their incomes and learn how to create passive and residual income for their future. It's really that simple. And that goes with any kind of business, any kind of thing that you're working on. There's no guarantees of anything, right? And so do you guarantee it? Absolutely not, because no one can guarantee anything. I think back to all the different things that we've done. We did, a specialized men's lines of products. And when we started, there was nobody doing what we were doing. And then the major retailers got in and it wiped out our market. We've been with different direct sales companies, and friends have. And there was a few years ago, when they were like opening and closing so fast you could barely shake a stick, right? So, I mean, there was jewelry stores or jewelry companies would pop up, run for a little while, close. And I think it still happens because I've heard of a few that I didn't even know existed that were no longer in business. But when you look at that, even for us, we were in a company that we were doing very well with, and it went bankrupt. And so that was like, well, can't do that one. And so there is no such thing as a guarantee. So if someone guarantees you something, don't believe them. Don't take them for their word. Really look at it yourself and figure out if that's something that you want to do. Okay. That's my tip. Question number 4. Or no. Oh, I missed. Okay. I screwed up the counting. Sue me. I don't think that really. Yeah. We went to 5. So there's only 9 questions. Are there any hidden fees? And the answer is nope. You purchase the plan one time and pay the one-time 29 USD connection fee, and that's it. Of course, now, and I don't deem this to be a hidden fee, but it's one of those things that obviously you need. You will have to have a domain, whether you have one previous, you can use it, that's fine. Or if you don't have one, you will have to buy one. That's just a cost of doing business, and really we're online, so you need to have a domain. Question number 6, do we really make, or whoever is the business owner, make 100% of the sale? Absolutely. And that part has been really awesome, I have to say. And it goes right into our online payment processor and then into our bank account. And bonus, in some cases, it's the next day. And the other one is like 7 days, approximately. And it depends on which payment processor people use, but that's really, really cool. You're not waiting for the mail. You're not waiting for anything. You can get a good cash flow going anytime you want. Or, well, you know what I mean. Question number 7. Are there any recurring annual costs? And other than your domain renewal, nope. And this part is really one of those things that I really want people to think about when they're looking at different businesses, because there is a lot of them out there who have renewing the recurring costs monthly, quarterly, whatever, to hit your quotas, to figure out, to maximize your commissions. There's lots of little hoops that people need to go through, and you really need to look at that. Like the last one that we marketed had an annual recurring purchase to maximize our commissions. And that amount is now skyrocketing. So on July 1st, that amount of that recurring annual purchase that you should own and you should do in order to maximize your commissions went from increased by is increasing by $600. That's $600 increase, just because the company decided that they needed it. And in order to maximize your commissions, you need to pay that. And on top of that, and your extra commission for that $600 is $5. So really, when I started to look at this, and I was like, okay, well, that's just silly. So that's just something to really look at when you're looking at recurring costs, and really ask those questions. That's the part that you really need to ask. And so the other one that kind of surprised me was I was asked if our income claims were legit. I was a little bit offended by that, and I was a little bit taken aback, because if you know us, maybe you do, maybe you don't, doesn't really matter, but we don't really like posting income claims in the best of times. And so if we post something, we know it's ours and we know it's legit, because we were excited and we were shocked that it actually happened. That was our big thing, is that we didn't realize what we had. And so when it happened, it was like, wow, mouth drop open, brain explodes, you name it. That's how we actually reacted. But what we wanted people to know is the possibility. And so will I say we'll never do another income claim? I have no idea. Honestly, you won't see them as often, that I will tell you. But at the same time, what we wanted to do is to let people know that it's a possibility. And that's really cool because when when I look at anybody's income claims or income posts or whatever you want to call them, I take them with a seed of salt, a seed of, well, no, I don't even know what the right word is. Salt, I don't know what it is, but it's something where, I look at it with a grain of salt. So I look at it and go, okay, is that real? And probably. But I also look at and think to myself, and this is probably more me than anything else, is I think about it and go, okay, so what did it really cost them to get that income? Right? That's where I look. That's where I think about it. It's like, what amount of investment did it take? How much time? Was there any added costs? All of those things. And what did they have to do to achieve that? So, and is that what I could do? And those are the things that, so when I see them, I really weigh them according to what I think that I want. And, and I never do a business because of what somebody else says they made. Um, Honestly, I've never done that. Well, the correction. I have weighed that as a factor and given it a shot. So it's like, that is true. So, but whenever I see them, I do look at them and go, okay, so why or how? So it causes more questions than me just being blanket accepting that's what it is. My word of tip is wherever you see it, just be cautious. That's really what you need to do. Um, Question 9 is what made you choose this business? And we got this one a lot recently. And it's kind of like, well, what do you want us to say? We were in a business that wasn't producing the results we wanted. We needed to find other avenues to produce income. And we were restricted by what we could do because of the arrangements with that other company. And so we had to look around. We had no choice. The things that really made it so that we would decide to do this is one sale could recover our investment. That was huge. 100% of the sale comes to us. That was even bigger. And it goes to our bank account. That was massive. Paid ads are totally optional. In the training, they really do, promote the organic free method, and that's fine too. Um, and so when I looked at it and we looked at compared to where we were, what we had invested, how much we made, whether or not it was a viable thing for us to change, we realized that there was so much more to be gained than compared to what we had been doing. And that was really what it was like. We made the decision, the conscious decision that, we had to make this change in order for us to be better, in a better situation. And so what would I tell somebody who is looking for something? Many, many things, actually. So if you're happy where you are and doing what you're doing, stay there. It's that simple. You're putting in your efforts and you're finding the results you want, then you stay there and you keep building it. But here's some questions to ask yourself as you're looking, and that's an important thing. So, in your current situation, whatever that might be, are you making the money you want to? Is that producing? Do you have the potential in currently what you're doing to achieve your goals in the time you want or need? 3, how long have you been doing it? And are you getting the results you want? For us, we have been doing something for over 3 years. There were little perks of things happening that would actually make it think that maybe we should stay, and then, but a long dry periods. And so when we were looking at that, it's like 3 years, we gave it a good go. And well, actually almost 4 years. And, we weren't seeing the results we wait. And that there's that one saying, right? If nothing changes, nothing changes. And so for us, nothing was changing. Nothing was changing. We had to make the change for our own. And so, and the other thing that is an important thing for people to think about is who is making the money off your efforts. And this one always has bothered me in many cases, depending if you're happy with what you're making, bonus. If you're not, then you have to ask yourself, who's making the money off your efforts? And that was a really difficult one for us to think about and decide, and really review. And it was a hard thought process too, because it wasn't us. Um, we weren't doing what we wanted results for us, and so we needed to change. Now, Also, the other thing is that I just want to address this briefly, and that is if somebody is telling you not to look at something, or whatever that negative world is, whether it's your family member, coworker, whatever, um, stop listening. And I say that from my heart. I don't say that because I think that they're being a bad person. I say that because they don't know what's necessarily best for you. This is your life and your business, and you have to make the decisions. So I will say go through and check everything out on regardless of what you were looking at. And that includes what we do now. Every single thing needs to be looked at from your point of view and what it does for you. And you have to make that decision. But because there's a lot of people who would have said no to things, right? And I'm one of them. And if I hadn't been paying attention and really opened my mind and let myself look, we wouldn't be where we are. And so, on that note, I just want people to really think about, ask yourself if you're happy, ask yourself if it's doing the results for you, and whether or not the negative voices are real or not, and why they're there. And so, on that note, you can easily just go to our website. Everything is there, it's totally transparent. Put in your email address, watch a couple of little videos, and review everything that we have to offer. And if you have questions, feel free, send us a message. And we are on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, whatever you want to send it on, and we'll answer them. It's that simple. But make sure that it's for you, because the whole point of having a business, and this is a key part that I know I forgot for a long time, is you want to get the results that you wanted to have. And most of us, that means make money. And, there's another video that I did somewhere on here that basically says why a medium priced product offer is better than a low or a high. And ours is medium. And it is more beneficial to more people, easier to get started, as well as great returns. So, on that note, everybody have a fantastic Sunday, and or whatever day of the week you might be watching this on. And take care. Have a great day, and we will see you on wherever you might happen to be. Take care, and goodbye. And now